Hi, this is Louise, producer of the ETX ROCKS Show, and this is another great episode of ETX Rocks featuring David Allen and the Drifting Outlaws.
From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks, ETX rocks.
Hey guys, you are tuned into the #1 resource for independent music in Northeast Texas, the ETX ROCKS Show, and you're tuned into episode number 275, which means we are 3/4 of the way through season 3, which started with Ronnie Millsap, and now we're on 275 with David Allen and the Drifting Outlaws from Jacksonville, right?
Reclaw,
which is kind of close to Jacksonville.
yes. Yeah.
Are you guys all from Reclaw, or?
I'm from Bladewater.
Okay.
And I live in Diana.
I'm from Chandler.
All right, so kind of all over East Texas.
Yeah.
You kind of have Longview surrounded, I think. We're sitting here in Longview today. David Allen and I have been friends for, I guess, probably about 6 months. The first time I met you was at the benefit that they did for us. And I call David one of the most underrated songwriters in East Texas because you've been playing cover music forever, it seems. And I had no idea you wrote songs until that benefit, and you blew me away. So we had him on Songbirds and Troubadours, which is our songwriter feature. If you haven't seen that, you need to be looking that up. But you were on episode 14 of that show with Shannon Baker,
Right.
which was a lot of fun. And they did bring their equipment today. They're going to play some songs for us. The first song they're going to play, I actually have to choose one. What do I want to put on first? Okay. Of course, I'm going to pick my favorite. So the first song they're going to play is my favorite David Allen song. It's called While You Were Sleeping. I want you to tell the story about how the song got written, and then maybe how these guys came in to finish off the song for you.
Well, first, let's go back to why I didn't play originals to start out with.
Yeah,
When I first started, it was all hired guns.
Right.
And they don't want to practice. So, you bring an original song, and they just want to shoot from the hip there at the show, and it just doesn't work.
Right.
So we just play cover songs. Hey, look up this song by so and so, and let's play it. But once I got these men right here, they're wanting to be a band.
Mm-hmm.
So we're practicing, and we're putting some original songs out.
cool.
So While You Were Sleeping, I wrote that to my beautiful third wife here.
Third time's a charm.
Third time is the charm. And
We're
See,
not going to keep track. Go ahead.
well, I just wanted to let them know it wasn't the first two.
Yeah.
No names there.
The songs are better
Debbie and
now,
Tammy.
right?
Huh?
The songs are better now.
Yes. Well, they're a little bit more positive.
He used to write rap.
Oh, man. MCDA?
Yeah. I won't say anything about that. So, anyway, I have a thing about not repeating the I love you.
Right.
So when she comes up, oh, I love you, it's like, oh, I know. I'll say that, give her a hug. So, when I'm overwhelmed with it, I'll say it, and I don't say it that, rarely. I'll say it. So that's what this song is really about.
Yeah.
Is that I don't say it very often, but
It's just a killer song. It's very, very catchy. I was telling you off camera that every time I hear the song, because he did play it during Songbirds as well, I could not get it out of my head. I don't know if it's because we had to do 6 or 7 takes of it or not.
like,
In post-production, it's like, oh, another take, cool. While you were sleeping. So I was singing that song for a week after post-production for that show. But I'm excited to show you guys this. Is full band, all 4 guys, full sound. The song is called While You Were Sleeping, live here in the ETX Rocks living room. Y'all check it out.
gave me your love while you were sleeping. You lay awake now, talking to myself. I know more than most, I'm gonna need a little help. Someone that can forgive me and hopefully forget. While you were busy sleeping, I asked for your forgiveness. While you were sleeping, I told you I love you. 'Cause I don't say it here enough, don't mean it ain't true. While you were sleeping, I thank the Lord above for the men that walk this earth. You gave me your love while you were sleeping. While you were sleeping.
All right, awesome. Just a great song. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I do. I get heavy Keith Whitley feels from that
I
song.
love Keith Whitley.
Yeah, it feels like a Keith Whitley song. Imagine when you guys play it live, the dance floor is pretty full, right?
Yeah, we'll get the dancers out there. It depends on where we're playing.
Yeah.
It is so odd. We'll fill up a dance floor one night. We'll play the next night, and they'll come out on the floor about 3/4 of the way through the song. They're coming out, and
Yeah.
we're looking at each other. Okay, we're gonna do this.
That's when you have to play the remix.
We're gonna start it.
Yeah, you gotta
Start
play
it
the
over
remix
and
at
keep
that
going.
point.
Yeah.
So introduce the guys in the band, David.
All right, Mark Wynn. I've known Mark for, I've got 30 years, more than that maybe.
At least 30.
Yeah, I used to live in Big Sandy, and so I've known Mark forever, and his boys. And anyway, I was doing a little solo gig at the back porch, and Mark was playing with Daniel Foster.
Daniel Foster.
Wow.
Promo Daniel Foster up there. And anyway, he came in and we were introducing each other again because I hadn't seen him in probably 20 years. And so he joined me. Sorry, Daniel.
Daniel said, come on down here to back porch, my friend's playing. We're done with rehearsal, let's go. I said, okay. I usually wouldn't go, and I was sitting there listening on it. I know who that is.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he did anything like
Right,
that.
right.
So I was impressed.
And I know Jimmy Pyatt is one of the best guitarists in East Texas.
He's
Been
the
around.
best in the world.
As a matter of fact,
He owns his own
New
sound.
favorite guy.
What I like about Jimmy is you own your own sound. I mean, when you play guitar, I know it's you, and that's very unheard of.
Well, that's the best compliment I could get, probably.
It's clean.
I agree.
Jimmy is prepared,
Very pure.
professional, and clean, and it's just.
So how'd you guys meet?
It's been, well, through him, actually. He texted me.
It's like this.
Okay.
I've been trying to put a band together for a long time, and I had Jimmy
Yeah.
in my back pocket.
Yeah.
Not really.
It's
but this
crowded
is just
in
a
there, but-
story, okay? And then I came around to a singer, and I said, okay, he can be in the band. And then we got the tall guy for the bass player. That's not really what happened, but it's my story.
So this is actually the 1 year anniversary of Jimmy joining
It
the
is,
band.
yeah. It's been.
Wow,
It was
cool.
July of last year, and he was playing out at Lake Striker, and he texted me and said, "Can you fill in on guitar?" I was like, "I'm probably not going to know any of these songs, but I'll do my best."
Yeah.
But something he and I clicked. David and I clicked. It's the first.
We have a lot.
Yeah,
So the
there
first
is
song's
a
in
lot
there.
of chemistry on stage between you four, for sure. I mean, I've been to one show, I've seen that. Seeing you guys mess around here in the living room today, it's so obvious that you guys love playing with each other. It's not just the music; it's about the camaraderie ship. Yeah, we'll
That'll
go
work.
with that.
That's good.
That'll work.
I'll probably never be able to say that word again, but it came out once. So how do you kind of create that? How do you foster that within a band?
I think it's just organic. It either is or it isn't. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
And like David said, I've known him for 30 plus years. I've known him for 25 years, and I've known him less than the rest of them. But you know, he's okay.
I'll take that at this point.
I'll take that at this point. He's
Yeah.
okay.
You made his
Sure.
day.
How did Dave come in on the project?
Ask Dave.
Now Dave played with me with the hired guns that we had. Dave was always willing to practice. He was the only one, and the other hired guns, you know, just. I'll say this: Dave was still learning bass. He is not really a bass player per se. He's going to be, but that's not how he started out. So he was learning the bass at the time he was playing with him at first, and he played. I don't know how long you played, Dave. 6-8 months or something, maybe a year, and he got I got told either he's out or I'm out by my lead guitar player. So
Not me.
no.
Well, clearly, because
So,
you're here and
so
you're
I-
sitting next to him.
Right.
too,
So
so-
He's not
my
here.
lead guitar player was also a steel player, so he played steel and lead, and I couldn't lose him
Right.
and keep any momentum going. So we let Dave go. But after I got this band together, I brought him back,
Cool.
and he's 10 times the bass player he was back then, aren't you, Dave?
Well, I can
So-
tell you just
Fine.
watching him practice, but while you guys were setting up, man, you were getting after it, man.
So, Chris, let me just real quick. So, him and I met in Jacksonville. They used to host this Monday night music circle thing, and him and I met probably only 3 months after I'm a transferred bass player because everybody's like, man, we need to play. I'm like, man, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
And we hit it off, even when we were both standing there trying to follow other people who weren't quite the talent level that you see sitting on the couch.
Right.
And so we hit it off, and so it was just one of those things where I just wasn't ready. But he's such a great guy. He gave me a shot, and then honestly, what happened between us, he got put between a rock and a hard place.
Right.
And so I left, and I said, you know what, man? Maybe someday, I'll come back and be ready for this. And I played with a whole nother band for a whole year, and it just didn't work out. And so the opportunity came up, and these guys are like, well, we'll give you a shot, Bubba. So I'm like, all right, man, I'm going to.
Well, I texted him for about a year saying,
What are you
hey,
doing? What are you doing?
here's
Yeah.
my song list. Learn the songs, and when you know them, you're in.
Yeah.
And he
Well,
got-
just for
he
the
got that
record,
text.
I do know a really good steel player.
Okay.
Uh,
Yes. Your
Yes.
father-in-law.
Yeah, my father-in-law.
And I may gonna be needing to call him. I hadn't said anything yet.
Well, I know
but,
his phone number.
I'm gonna need some skill on my album.
Yeah.
So
And I'm sure he wouldn't, as long as he's up to it, I'm sure he wouldn't mind playing live with you guys too,
That'd be wicked.
because
cool,
he's
yeah.
pretty badass. Now he doesn't know the songs by heart. He makes everything up as he goes.
it's okay.
It's the best kind of
But,
stuff.
yeah. But yeah, Dad, here you go. Here's your band. These are the guys you're looking for. He just wants to play. At his age, he's 83 years old. He's got all this music in him still. Just wants to play. He's good enough, by God. He just doesn't have that genre available to him anymore around here. And that's what you guys are pulling. So it's the traditional country sound. You guys obviously have some southern rock vibes within your music as well. At least the originals do. You guys wait till you hear My Country, a song they played today. Can't wait to show you all that. But that has a lot of that southern rock kind of feel to it, especially at the beginning, that riff that Jimmy does at the beginning. So what is your influences like as a collective unit that brings all this music to the center?
I basically bring it. Unfortunately, I don't ask for a lot of input on the songs that we play. But,
Which is fine. You need a
because-
strong leader. Yeah.
Because I want to keep doing the songs we learn. I don't want to learn a song and then say, I really don't like that too much from now and can it. So they're all songs I like, songs I grew up listening to and just like. Now, I don't sing them all. Jimmy sings some. Super Dave got his debut last night.
Uh-oh.
While me and Mark were busy. I'll let you tell that story if you want to, but not now.
And I've been told that this is as close as Mark has ever been to a microphone.
It is.
So.
We don't let him
Actually,
near one.
Actually, this is not the closest I've ever been to a microphone, which is why they keep them away from me.
Yes, he's actually, from a break, we'll get into a microphone before he gets to his drum set.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and it's been scary.
So Dave, what were you going to say?
Not having a microphone does not keep him from telling us what's going on while we're playing.
I like singing just so Dave can hear me.
Yeah.
And I never sing on key, and
Well, no, that's overrated anyway.
and I will sing the wrong words, and I know that he's getting it if he starts grinning. I can see it. I can see it start grinning.
And if I have a
His
puzzled
bass
look on
player
my
doesn't
face,
make enough mistakes. He has to make more, so David keeps looking up there going.
So are y'all's influences by and large country related?
Man, I'm all
You
over
know,
the board.
Yeah.
All over the place.
You know, my first influence is going to be Kiss. You know, no doubt. Kiss is a huge influence on me. Got me in music. Got me to buy a guitar.
Oh my.
You know, and then it was Sawyer Brown. I started dating a rodeo rider. You know, she rode the horse.
Thank God
in
you
the
didn't
barrel
say
racing.
clown.
I thought he was going to say clown.
Like,
Anyway,
man,
she got me into Sawyer Brown, and then, you know, Alan Jackson, all the rest of them came. But the influences now, Keith Whitley, Waylon Jennings, the biggest influence.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's so apparent in your voice,
George
too.
Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, there were some really good. Merle, there were some really good people. We don't have them today.
Yeah.
There is nobody filling their shoes. Nobody.
How important is it to you as a band to keep those songs alive?
Yeah, it's real important.
Yeah.
It's real important.
And do you feel yourself as a writer kind of emulating what you've heard before?
Well, I'll try. If I'm doing a cover, I'll try to duplicate. I mean, absolutely, as close as I can get how they sounded.
Right.
So, you know, if
Why
you're
do
not
you take-
watching me, you might think there's different singers up there, because I will. I'll change from
Right.
John Conley to George Jones and Keith Whitley in a heartbeat.
And Willie right in the middle.
Willie, I'll jump to
Pancho
Willie
and Lefty
Nelson.
with two different voices during the song.
Yeah.
Completely different voices. You
It's
just
like a
went
Sybil
through 'em
Shepherd moment.
Yeah.
Showing
All
our
on his
age a
own,
little bit
too.
there, but why do you do it that way? Because I know a lot of folks will try to take a cover song and kind of make it their own, put their own spin
Because
on it.
I've written over 300 songs. I don't need to take their song and make my own. I can make my own song.
Right. Good answer. That's what I was looking for. Because I know a lot of folks will try to take like an old Willie Nelson song and modernizing it. And the way I look at it is, man, you know, the song was genius when it was written. Why
Yeah.
would you want to
Yeah.
change it?
Bingo.
You
And
know?
if you're not doing it better,
Right.
Don't
and
change
you,
it.
You're not gonna do it.
No,
better.
you're not gonna do better
ever.
than
You know. I mean, let's look at Patsy Cline doing "Crazy." I mean, the most famous version of the song is Patsy Cline. But if you really listen to Willie's version of that song, the guy who wrote it, you can't do better than what Willie did with that song.
You know, you hit on the point that is what sets these guys apart. And in the 4 years since I've met David, I've been with so many different groups of guys. And you're doing a cover, and you owe the audience some level of, hey man, this is what they expect to hear. And so many guys don't have the attitude. The first time I played with these guys and they're doing covers, I'm like, man, this is spot on stuff. This is great.
What I hear, and you know, no names, but what I hear when I go and I hear other bands that take and covers and they make it their own way, it's just the same sound that they had on the song they wrote or the last song they covered, next one. And you can't tell them apart unless you listen to the words. It's like, okay, you're doing a Keith Whitley song now. And I don't know, I just, doesn't do nothing for me.
Well, I know the first time that we met, you were very, I guess the word is apprehensive to use your originals in a live setting. And I've heard that has changed. Your lovely wife, Nikki, told me that has gotten better. So what has been the audience reaction to the originals?
Great. Really, really good. I mean, I'm surprised because when I finish that, you know, sometimes I'm ready to hear crickets. And I get a lot of applause for
Well,
them.
the Crickets were a hell of a band, man.
We'd all like to hear the Crickets again.
And
But yeah, you know, we just interviewed Wade Jennings, Terry's son, and he talked about, you know, we talked to you about a little bit off air about how you just pull a cover song off the set list, sneak in an original, and then do that repeatedly.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're playing mostly originals, and the audience doesn't even realize you pulled a hoodwink on them. So it's kind of cool to see that you started that process.
Yeah.
Because I think East Texas is oversaturated with cover music. I know you agree to some extent. I don't know how open you are about talking about it, but a lot of the venues out here expect that. And until we as fans, y'all, the people out there that are watching, until we put out a different standard and tell these venues that we want to hear original music, then guys like these guys are going to have to play George Strait and Keith Whitley and all that to be heard, and that's not fair, I don't think. And then next thing you know, original music has died, and we don't hear new stuff anymore. And this is from a guy who's written over 300 songs. Now, how many of those 300 do you think you've performed in front of an audience?
50 of them probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not with you guys.
Okay.
I've been doing this a while.
They all feel cheated on now.
Right.
Did you see that? Like, Mark's like, really?
When I first started, with Blind Mojo, and a lot of the stuff we did was originals.
Out of Palestine,
A lot of it,
right?
yeah. And we practice, and get together, and I felt comfortable singing the songs, and we did a ton of original songs. But then, it went to hired hands, and I just let them go. I just said, I'm not going to get these things up here and butcher them.
So you would say that the most important part about originality is rehearsal and practice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to, people say, I haven't heard that song, I don't want to hear it again because everybody's playing something different, the tempo's wrong, you got to practice those original songs.
And is that just kind of like a mindset for you as the songwriter of these songs? Like, man, I put my heart and soul into these songs. Now I need musicians that are willing to do the same thing.
Yeah, these men are willing to put in the effort. I just don't want to sound like crap in front of an audience.
Yeah.
So, if we play a cover song and it doesn't come off, I'll toss the cover song. It's not like there's about 4 billion cover songs out there you can't play.
All right. And how do you guys do that? How do you guys choose what cover songs make the set list?
David tells us.
I pick them all.
Which is fine.
Yeah, you know what? That's a cool thing that you brought up because, again, so many guys are like, I gotta have that. I have a background in everything. I didn't know much at all about classic country when I met him. But the more, 4 years ago when I started going through the set list, I'm like, man, this stuff freaking awesome, So, and you guys may or may not know this. I don't know he's diversified a lot. The first time through, 39 out of 40 songs were Waylon. So his new list, I'm like, wow. And give you guys a good laugh, y'all. So I've played with young rock bands. I've played with guys who do Americana. This is the first bunch of guys I've taken a set list home. My wife goes, man, I'll come out and see you guys. So that's that makes my life easy because she loves. And the show at Love and War, we stirred up a bunch of our dog club friends and came to get to support us. Every one of us has been sending me messages. They absolutely love his song selection, the way he does it. It's amazing. It's just amazing to be with these guys.
We even did some Pink Floyd,
Even the cover songs, people are
We'll
like,
do
that's
Pink
so
Floyd,
cool.
we'll do AC/DC, we'll do Michael Jackson,
Nice.
Prince, Leonard Skinner, those kind of things, Tom Petty. Yeah.
Well, I know the one show that we showed up at, you guys had no clue we were coming. We didn't know.
Yeah, I did.
We just walked in, and I don't even think you guys realized we were there until we walked up to the stage. But just the audience connection to y'all as a band is second to none. Just from the one time I walked into the Fish and Post in Henderson, you had the entire audience in the palm of your hand. They were waiting to hear what the next song was going to be, and I think a lot of bands miss that. Even cover bands, I think they're missing the boat on how to connect with an audience in that way. So, number one, how important is that to you as a frontman as a band, and how do you create that relationship with an audience?
First you got to have an audience.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
They were there to eat down there.
Yeah.
So, we had them until they got finished. At least we had them that long.
Right.
And then we
It's like a long distance
Then we had-
relationship,
yeah.
right? They're just there for a little while, and
If we can get them in, we can usually keep them all night.
yeah.
So
So how do you do that?
Just play the music right. Just play the
music right. One thing David does, I've never been in a band that does this before, and I really like this. We go from one song to the next without hardly a gap.
Yeah,
one
I noticed that too, and there's usually a lot of dead air between songs. I didn't think you guys were ever going to take a break, because I wanted to get a picture, by God. And these people,
I didn't either.
I'm like, by God, they need to take a break.
I needed to go
Well,
to the
we played
bathroom.
11 more.
In fact, I think I went up to Nikki that night and I said, Nikki, do they plan on taking a break? I think I did. And she's like, no, I don't think they do. I was like, well, they better. I got to go home.
I was called the slave driver in my early years. I would play 4 hours straight.
Sets. We did 2 sets. We did take a break, but
Yeah.
you know,
If it's only 3 hours, we're taking 1 break. If it's 2.5 hours, like 11 more, we just played straight through.
Wow.
If it's 4 hours, we'll take 3 breaks. We'll take.
Yeah, because most bands, it's like a 10, 15-minute break every hour.
Yeah.
And you lose your audience that way.
And
Sure
I've been to shows where it's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It seems like they play for 25.
Yeah.
They talk for 15, and then they take a 30 to 40-minute break, and you're just like, are they going to come back? I don't know.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if they're going to play again.
Oh, yeah, I know. You know, and one of my favorite bands out there, and they're predominantly cover music as well, is Teaser. Teaser takes 1 break at the middle of the show, and it's typically 10 minutes. And a 4-hour gig, they're taking 1 break. I mean, they're on fire. By the end of the night, they're probably ready to sleep for a week.
If you want to keep your audience, you got to keep.
Oh yeah,
you got.
Because the second the jukebox goes on, man, people are walking out the door.
Yeah.
I mean, I've noticed that for years in this business. It's weird because, especially with cover music, because you know you're hearing a live band playing cover music. It's not really that much different than listening to a jukebox, really. But yeah, they'll take off. So I like what y'all do. The whole right into another song.
We're getting paid to play music,
Right.
and we want to play the music.
And you guys are busy too. I mean, one of the busiest bands around. You guys are playing damn near every kind of venue you can find, from VFWs to honky tonks and dive bars, all kinds of stuff. I love, and I know that's probably mostly Nikki that's making that happen, right? She's your
She's
extraordinary.
working it now. I
Yeah.
have turned.
she's really into
I've
the
turned-
dive bar thing.
Yeah, I've turned.
Yeah.
Well, she. I don't know if you need to.
Hey,
cut-
David, a new dive bar is opening in Tyler. I gotta get in there. Can we get like $100? So the next song you guys are gonna do is "Ain't Getting Out Alive," and I know you played this one as well on Songbirds and Troubadours. But tell us the story behind this one.
This is, you know, I really didn't get into playing band music and trying to do this until after I got my second divorce. I just had time on my hands finally. You know, you raised a family, you know, show the wife the door, and you got time. So, this life of, you know, the groupies and stuff, there are a lot of groupies out there.
Mhm.
So this song is kind of about the groupies.
Cool.
And you're up on stage, and you know there's a lot of beautiful women out in that audience, and they usually come in fours too.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, man.
I must sit too far in the back. I haven't been seeing these.
Well, I think they come in fours, though, if you think about it, because I don't know if you've ever been in a women's bathroom.
I haven't.
You've never gotten that drunk?
No.
I have. But all I'm saying is every women's bathroom I've ever been into, and it hasn't been many, but there's always 4 stalls in there. I think that's why they travel in 4s.
Must be.
Because they have to go to the bathroom together, and
Oh,
there's
they do.
exactly 4 in there,
Yeah.
and like a 5th person wouldn't work. They'd have to wait.
Sometimes I think I lose my whole audience when they go.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do.
Yeah. Well, how would you know? You just said you'd never seen them.
Because, you know, I can hear something
He's
out there.
nearsighted. All he talks about is watching my ass.
I told them just a few days ago, they said, didn't you see this? I said, all I see, from where I see it, is assholes and elbows. That's all I see.
It's very true. But this song is called Ain't Getting Out Alive. It's David Allen and the Drifting Outlaws live right here in the ETX Rocks living room. Y'all check it out.
Down the line. my feet back on the ground. I've been flying straight to hell with the devil by my side. I know I ain't getting out alive. I know I ain't getting out alive. It's not too late to say I'm sorry. Always tell myself I'm not too sure how much I still believe. Nothing ever lasts forever. Ain't myself a key, but I can't change the someone always leaves. But I'm looking for a place to turn around, where I can place my feet back on the ground. I've been flying straight to hell with the devil by my side. I know I ain't getting out alive. I know I ain't getting out alive. Well, I know you tried your best, and I can't say the same. If it helps ease your pain, I'll take all the blame. Been living like there's no tomorrow, off your taunts and dimes. I know I ain't getting out alive. 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 I know I ain't getting out
Alright, so we are back once again. That was Ain't Getting Out Alive by David Allen and the Drifting Outlaws. And we're going to be right back after this brief message from an independent artist. Y'all check it out.
Hey guys, I'm Adrienne Johnston, and you're listening to ETX Rocks.
Alright, so we are back. We want to thank you guys for tuning in to episode 275 of the ETX ROCKS Show, featuring the one and only David Allen and the Drifting Outlaws from Wrecklaw, Gladewater, Diana, and Chandler.
Sir.
I got 3/4 right, guys. But East Texas, basically, all over East Texas. Just a phenomenal band. We hope you guys will check them out. But if people are hearing about y'all for the first time, where can they follow along with everything you have going on social media and stuff like that?
Facebook, David Allen and the Drifting Outlaws. They can look up David Allen on Facebook and find me. Reverb Nation, if they do that, I'm there. Mm-hmm. That's about it.
You have anything on iTunes or anything like that yet?
I don't. I've got some original songs out, but I'm really not happy with the finished product.
But I know you guys are working on an album, right?
We are working on an album. It's been put on hold for personal reasons, but once we fire it back up, I don't think it's going to take long. I got the songs. We just got to work them through.
Very cool. And I know you guys stay up to date on Facebook with all your touring schedule and stuff like that, which is a very, very busy touring schedule. If you're in the East Texas area, they're playing dang near every weekend, sometimes weekdays as well. Very busy band here. So that's probably the best place to follow along with everything they got going on. Make sure you're hitting that like button. So important. It's the best way that you can support these artists is just by hitting the like button or a follow button. It's completely free for y'all to do that. Of course, I like to charge people if they hit the button twice. Just because then they unlike it. And you don't want to be that guy or girl. But I charge like 82 cents in pesos.
That seems fair.
You know? That way if somebody unlikes it, I'm making money, even if it's Mexican money. You know? And hey, there's Mexican Coke machines out there.
Is that right?
I haven't seen one yet. It's assumption, you know. But if there's a venue out there that would like to book you guys, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
They can call my cell number. I'll
Okay.
take that. 903-331-3738.
And AT&T do not sell that number to Indian people. We have enough of those phone calls already. Thank God for caller ID, right? Of course, they don't exactly put their name on there for caller ID either. Yes. How do you get, like, okay, have you guys noticed that you'll get a phone number or a call from a phone number and then you'll get a voicemail from a different phone number?
I've had that happen.
Yeah, that's weird. Somebody comment down below why that happens. Educate me. But yeah, give David a call if you'd like to have him at your party or your venue. I'm sure you'll play anywhere.
Yeah.
You were talking about nudist colonies earlier.
Yeah.
So that is an option. Something about boots and belts, which might be the name of the
Hats.
new
I don't
album.
think they allow
maybe.
belts.
Yeah, maybe
Hats
not
and
belts. Okay, so you hang a gun from that, right?
Yeah.
And don't
Hey,
forget
that's something.
And don't forget, at the end of the episode, we're going to play the other two songs that they played here today, which was Pieces of Our Life and My Country. You don't want to miss the My Country song, just a kick-ass tune. We also put that as our sneak peek on Facebook about 8 days ago. You can go on Facebook and just search ETX Rocks David Allen. That'll come up in your video feed. Make sure you're clicking on that. Let's get the views up on that as well. It's David Allen and the Drifting Outlaws on Facebook. David Allen on Reverb Nation. You can hear some rough cuts of the songs on there as well.
Yeah.
So you make sure you're checking out that. And I think you can follow on Reverb Nation as well. It helps get you a little bit further up in the region. Now, if you're tuned in to us for the first time, we definitely want to thank you guys for watching or listening wherever you're at. Make sure you're hitting that like or follow button on our social media. We're located on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at ETX Rocks. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. That's the best way you can help us out there. And like I said, it's 82 cents in pesos if you hit the button twice, so don't be that person. I've also been informed recently, because I'm social media stupid, that there is a bell on YouTube now. Who knew, right?
I didn't know.
So make sure you're hitting the bell. I have no idea what that does. So don't sue me if it does something bad. But people keep telling me hit the bell. Hit the bell as well as the subscribe button. Why is subscribe so hard to say today? Also hit that like button, because believe it or not, that'll let us know that you like what we do. See what they did there with that? Whoever invented that was very innovative.
Genius.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Like they could have called it anything. Like, can you imagine they're sitting there with a thesaurus? What should we call that button? Like. We'll call it the like button. And somebody like bigwig is like, yeah, you're on to something.
He got a raise that day.
Yeah, like the early days of social media, right? Also, we are completely low budget on this show. I'm going to start that again. Also, we are completely self-funded on this show, which means we are low budget. Emphasis on the word low. Okay, we just bought these 4 chairs for $20 at a yard sale. No joke. And we're thrilled because they're a huge upgrade. Oh, so that means donate. So we've set up a donate link for you guys to do so. It's www.paypal.me/ETX Rocks. Make sure you do that. Every single contribution you send to us goes right back into the show. We will take American dollars, Egyptian pounds, euros, rupees from Zelda, and Bitcoin. Are we still taking Robert De Niro?
No.
No more Robert De Niro.
No.
We've had enough of that guy. Wow, that was an anti-liberal thing to say. Right here on the ETX
That was a
Rock
good
Show.
thing to say.
Yeah.
We're all outlaws here.
I'm not going to pull it out. Bobby, call me. Anyway, it's because of y'all's donations that we recently launched a brand new webpage located at etxrocks.show. Make sure you put .show, not .com. And we've got over 10,000 hours of live music content right there at your fingertips. When we say we are the #1 resource for independent music in Northeast Texas, we prove it with the webpage. So go check it out. We also have our live events calendar on there where we have different acoustic shows all over East Texas. So if you see a show, come out and say hi. We'd love to meet you. And just the motto left, right? All right. Now, as we always say on the ETX Rock Show, we want to thank you guys out there for always supporting live music of all genres and all styles. And don't ever forget,
ETX rocks.
that's right. Thanks for watching.
We're living in the pieces of our life. thought we always had it on. The past, the mold of pretending that we haven't hit the wall. I can't stop thinking of you now. This page I don't know how to turn. There is a lot I still don't know. There is a lot I need to learn about you. I wonder now if you were ever mine. I've heard some stories from the vine, and I can only think those ties that bind may have never ever crossed your mind. Now lonely is my new best friend. Every time you leave, he moves right in. Sits down and has a drink with me. Reminded me how much you mean to me. I wonder now if you were ever mine. I've heard some stories from the vine, and I can only think those ties of mine may have never ever crossed your mind. They have never ever crossed your mind. Lock me up in chains, throw away the key. All your lies breaking news, get on TV. It's America. We'll never bend his knees. I'm the one lady warriors that knows the isn't true. I don't get my rights from you, and I don't prove no man. Get my rights from God, and I'll die here in this land. I'm American, and this is where I make my stand. You will never get our guns from our cold dead hand. I'm proud to be a Texan, a gentleman from the South. But I wear my pride out on my sleeve under that old gold flag. You can keep your stolen handouts, you jack on the working man. I'm taking my country back. take care of mine. I'm American. This is where I draw the line. You can't keep your paper moving. Texas, doing it fine. Proud to be a Texan, a gentleman from the South. Where I wear my pride out on my sleeve under that rebel flag. And keep your stone hand out, you jack from the working man. I'm taking my country back, and I don't give a damn. No, no.
From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show. Let the music flow of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX ROCKS